Hello everyone, this is Shannon from That's So Po, and today I wanted to do a list of cozy reads recommendations for you guys. Bree at BreeReadsBooks suggested that we put together some ideas of books that really have that comforting, cozy feel to deal with some rather stressful things going on in real life right now. So if you are looking for a little bit of comfort, a little bit of coziness, something to lift up your mood, I think these books will work. So first, I'd like to recommend All Systems Read by Martha Wells, and really the entire Murderbot Diaries series. This is a sci-fi series about a security bot, which is part robot and part organic parts, that hacks its governor modules so that it can kind of do whatever it wants, but it keeps its day job as a security bot. And on the download, just watches a lot of soap operas in its free time. It is so irreverent and so funny. I love the humor in this. There's also a lot of action. This book and the whole series is something that you can really just fall into, laugh a ton, be really excited by, and kind of forget your cares. Next, I'd like to recommend Fredericka by Georgette Eyre. This is either a Regency or a Victorian historical novel that has a little bit of everything that brings me joy. It's got some great characters, it's got a little bit of romance, and it has just tons of very amusing situations. It follows Fredericka, who has many younger siblings, and she's the one in charge. Her parents are gone, who she takes to London because her younger sister is absolutely beautiful. She wants to launch her onto the ton and create good prospects for her sister to kind of secure her future and help out the rest of the family as well. They also call upon one of their distant relatives who is established in society for help, and many, many antics ensue, especially the younger brothers get into a lot of trouble. So there's quite a bit of comedy of errors. This book makes me laugh. It's just such a fun thing, and it's a really nice way, if you're not familiar with historical romances, to get a very light dose of romance. It's very much in the background, but still gives you that good feeling. So I absolutely love this. I've reread this book so many times, and it always brings me comfort and joy. Next, I'd like to recommend A Dash of Trouble, which is the first book in the Love, Sugar, Magic series by Meriano. This book is so sweet and so great. It is a middle grade contemporary fantasy that follows Leonora, who is the youngest daughter in a largish family who own a bakery, and she finds out that they're actually brujas. So they have magic and they can bake magic into the goods that they sell. And she discovers that the rest of her family is initiated into this and she is not. She feels very left out, and she maybe practices some magic on the side and gets into a little bit of trouble. This book is all about family, is all about kind of wanting to explore things and do cool magic. Leonora is such a stubborn character, and I love all the mistakes that she makes as well as all the effort she puts into fixing them. So this is just such a sweet, fun middle grade novel that I love to read and I highly recommend. Next, I'd like to recommend Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This is a fantasy graphic novel that has really a quirky sense of humor and a quirky drawing style. We follow Nimona, who is a shapeshifter who becomes an apprentice to sort of like an evil, mad scientist knight guy. And this is a world filled with knights and dragons, but also like technology and magic. It's very interesting and very off the wall in a lot of ways. Nimona just wants to go out and burn things down. She really wants to be this assistant to the kind of evil scientist guy, but the evil scientist guy has a few more qualms and a few more morals. So it's just really fun and quirky and just a joy to read. It definitely made me laugh a ton. Plus it has some interesting, deeper themes about friendship and loyalty and what really is good versus evil. So I highly recommend it. And lastly, I'd like to recommend Text from Jane Eyre by Mallory Ortberg. This is a very funny book. It is satire with really a ridiculous bend, imagining that characters from literary works throughout history, from ancient Greek epics to modern things like Harry Potter, are texting each other using kind of like modern language, but with those characters in mind and the situation in those literary works in mind. and it is hilarious. It is so funny. It is so silly. I actually really especially like this on audiobook. I've listened to it on audiobook twice, and I'm not a big audiobook person, so that means that I really liked it on audio. Although I will mention that if you don't like bad British accents, this may not be a good audiobook for you, but given how ridiculous the whole scenario is of the whole book, the ridiculousness of the accents just kind of added to it. It's just so hilarious, and it brings out the ridiculousness that's in the texts, but highlights it by putting it into these texts between characters. I didn't even realize that pun until now. Anyway, so I really like this book. It is so funny, and it is such a good thing for me to listen to when I'm just in a mood, a little bit stressed out, and just need to lighten it up and enjoy the ridiculousness of life. So those are a few of the books that really count as cozy reads for me, things that I go to when I'm in need of something light and funny and sweet and uplifting, something that'll just, keep me comforted and cozy during rather stressful times. So if any of you have read any of these books, or if you have any cozy reads that you would like to recommend, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. I know a lot of other people are doing videos that are talking about their comfort reads. So please watch all of these videos, get some good ideas, and keep yourself cozy and comforted during stressful times.